So there we have the screws and the pins, and of course this part will be installed using the pins, but this is where we're going to be using the screws, because we're now going to tighten and screw in the rest of the roll cage, and I've got this one part that's got to be attached here, so we're going to need to do that too. Okay, so first off we need to make sure that we have everything out of the way. So this orange lead isn't being used, so we're just stuffing it down there. These cables need to be out of the way, but they will fit over where the hole of the driver is at the front. So we just need to slide this in and then make sure that these cables, they're going to end up going through that front part right here, and then this will end up locking down. Now I'm still trying to figure out the placement of that, but once that's in, and I think I'm just going to put the pin in here to start with. We know that there's enough room here so that the cables are going out and through that first notch that's here. And then we have to put in the pins on either side, which I'll put one in on that one. And then we'll stick the other pin on that side and tighten it in. So the body is in, and it's, you know, everything is pretty much out of the way. I mean, these cables, I could have tied them down, but I don't actually want to do that at the moment. So I'll leave that way. So the body is in. Our driver figure looks pretty good, actually. I think back here, I know they've got the cover plate, but I have a feeling this would have been the spot on the Wild one if this didn't have a Beck receiver setup, because you can actually tell there's room for a set of 4 AA batteries, and I think that's why they've kind of done a different design, make it look like it's part of the car, because we don't need them anymore. So that's interesting. So I'll grab the parts that we need for that second bit and grab the other piece of the roll cage. So the next part of the step is we need to put the other piece on for the roll bar. And it's showing you here that we're going to use the tapping screws, but we'll need to use our Allen wrench here to help with the placement, because we need to put that here, but we'll need something to hold on to while that gets screwed in. So for now, actually, I think we can get this one on simply by holding it, but I can see what they're saying. It's going to get harder to hold. So if we use the Allen wrench at this point, and I'll use that and hold that there, we can screw this in. For now, and I think I'll turn it around and we'll do the same thing on the other side, just so that we're not totally screwing it in all at once on one side. Let's get the other one in. And it is a lot easier to hold when you can hold that Allen key. And you want the holes at the top so that they're up and down, because we're going to end up using that for this piece when we attach it, because you can see there's going to be screws that go into the top to hold the roof down. Yeah, I'm not going to play around with that too much yet, because I want to get these other pieces in on the roll bar as well. But that, we're going to make sure that's flat. But let's get the other two pieces in first. So with these, we're just going to screw in these regular screws into the side of the chassis, hold the roll bar down, and screw it in. Whoops. Make sure that's actually going in. There we go. And don't over tighten, because this is a softer plastic too. So if you keep turning, it's just going to turn and turn and turn. And next thing you know, you don't have any hold on it at all. So I'll just do the same with the other side, and then we'll check things out and see where we're at. So there we go. Everything is screwed in. The roll cage is now nicely screwed in on either side. And the other thing is, just remember, like in terms of this, you can use the Allen wrench to do final adjustments because it does move around, but you just want to make sure that when that sits over the two holes that you're going to end up screwing down, that it's sitting in the right place for the other side where you're going to use screws as well to tighten that down. So doing it that way, I've kind of turned it so that it's nice and level on both sides. So that it's going to be easier to do, and make sure that that placement of that bar is exactly where it needs to be. But thing is, we are done now with step 38, so we can move on to step 39, which is the netting and the race number plates. So we've got to cut these out and get them ready, as well as the netting. So I'll grab what I need and we'll do this step.